I'm landing after the ball is hitting the bat. So like it hits, I'm here, so that way when I'm landing, I'm not doing this and then
Correct.
going.
So it's about that timing mechanism. So you got to track the ball in, and that hitter making contact, and again, I wouldn't jump up really high.
No.
Keep your feet low to the ground. It could just be a nice little jab step.
And you land on the ball after the ball hits the bat.
And I try to do it at contact, because by the time your body reacts from your brain all the way down to your feet, I want to try to time it where, bam, at contact. The other thing too, more advanced player, is to see the bat angle at contact. Is it going right side? Is it going left side? The other thing too I would teach infielders is if I am pulled over one way to the other, I may end up, let's just say I'm cheated to my right side. I want to end up right-left because I've got my right side covered more than my left if the ball is hit that way. Right-left, so my last movements are this way. If I'm pulled over to my left, I may go left-right because I got my left side covered, but I got to go farther distance the opposite way.
Huh.
Right-left or left-right.
Yeah, interesting. That makes sense. Never thought of that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play like a slapper.
Okay. So these are going to be left or right, unless you want me to tell you, but I don't want you to know.
Challenge me. See how quick I am my old age.
But you may miss quite a bit here.
Great.
All right.
I actually don't like that negative.
The what?
I don't like that negative comment.
Okay, you're right. So what we're trying to do is anticipate the direction of the ball when it hits the bat. So we're going to be more proactive than reactive in our thought process. I'm going to watch point of contact, bat angle.
I feel like, I get that, I feel like that's incredibly hard when the bat is going a million miles an hour.
But also too, depending on your catcher, if they're setting up inside or outside.
Well, yeah.
So if I'm setting up inside, I know possibly she may end up pulling it more.
Yeah.
Or slapping outer half.
Right.
Okay, so what I saw, you got there and you really didn't open. You crossed like this to your right.
Oh, here?
No, yeah,
Oh.
so you didn't gain as much ground as possibly doing this. You crossed, so when I cross, I'm not gaining as much ground.
I didn't realize I do that because I thought I opened.
So again, you can cross, but the problem is just look at the difference. Boom. How much ground and angle compared to this. I can't create that angle as much, and I'm not going to be able to gain as much ground.
Yeah.
That's tough to do, but that is another small item that could be the difference of catching it.
Which, yeah, I didn't realize I do that.
Nope, you don't. Until you see it,
Yeah.
you don't. That should be a good one, because that was a longer distance. That should be good.
Great range on my part.
You're a quick learner.
Yeah. Backhand's definitely my weakness. And I say weakness as in like my first initial movement.
It's not as natural, right?
No. Well, and that's probably the case for everyone, but.
Yeah. Backhands alone, it's tough enough just to backhand a ball. Now you got to incorporate a good angle and feet.
Oh!
That was the right move, though. You had to come get it.
Dang it.
Something like that, you look at your third baseman and go, well, where were you?
Katie Boyd would have never.
You call that stovetop range. They got about that much range.
I was right there, too.
Good.
Now, I will say, I am obviously hard. I always feel in my head, every ground ball needs to look picture perfect, whereas obviously that one didn't. But sometimes you obviously just have to go.
Yep.
But in my head, I'm like, can't post that because that's not pretty. Well, not everyone's going to be pretty.
Nope. And also, too, you're not going to get a short hop every time
Right.
coming in to get it. So the key thing is is making sure your glove is open and ready, and get underneath. And when that ball bounces, you're not going up and down with the ball. You know gravity's going to take it down, so you've got to stay here. It's a lot easier to come up with a bad hop than it is to try to stab at it. Just work from the ground up. Don't follow. And a lot of kids they're going to go with a hop with their eyes in their head.
Yeah.
Good. You stayed low in the pocket, and the hands were out in front, and the pocket was open.
Do you think I'm turning my glove in enough time?
Lead, yep, you lead with your glove. You think, my first move, my feet move, my glove goes with my feet. Always in front of my eyesight, in front of my head. I think on that one, you're going to see at contact, it took you a while to make that first move. That ball was on you. It was at.
Well, you smoked that one.
It was at the pitcher's mound, right? But that shows you how fast that ball can be on you, and you think you're ready.
So you're saying I landed late?
Yep. It was just your reaction was slow. I mean, I hit the ball and I saw it hit, and you were just moving. So again, you got anticipation. You got that body the pre-step movement.
So I got to land a little more on the balls of my feet.
I'll say this too in softball, especially corner person, man, that ball's going to be on you. You cannot have any wasted movement. You're down here. You do this at all with that glove, you can't react. It's got to be everything. Don't let that thing get by you here. My glove is always out in front of my eyesight.
That's embarrassing.
But see, again, the sound, point of contact, I thought you reacted good on that one.
Yeah, I felt in my head I was thinking more like springy when I land.
Again, you see that bad angle, man, where it's more of a top spin, top half of the ball.
What? I mean, open your glove.
There you go, top spin. Was it ready? Doesn't matter if that thing was a board. You could have stopped it here, but if it's like that, now you're taking a chance to be on time.
So glove, like I'm going, I want to be here as I'm getting my feet set.
Yes, and then just,
yeah.
You know when that ball is hitting like that, it will have top spin, so it's going to kick.
Yeah.
You know that.
I sure do.
You should not be surprised.
Except I was.
Yep. Tell you what, if you didn't have a glove on and that thing's coming at your face, I guarantee it, you're going to be ready. I'm sitting here thinking too, man, how much range can you really have in softball? I mean, if you're playing back, if the ball gets on you, yeah, you can probably go from there to there. But, man, I tell you, it's going to be a close play. The longer it takes you to touch it,
yeah,
that's going to be a tough play no matter what.
Right. And for me, and I always say this to my girls, like, going in this 5-6 hole, you could go back. There's some girls have lasers. I didn't have a strong arm. So even if certain balls where I'm like, oh, this would help me feel the ball a little bit cleaner, I don't have the arm strength if I'm going away from my target.
So you got two factors. One is your base runner, your hitter, running speed, and how fast that ball gets to you.
Right.
If it takes you longer to touch that ball, you know you're going to have to rush more.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to build your confidence up here. Yeah. Oh!
It's the glove.
Man.
I know for sure
it was there. It was in the pocket.
Too stiff. Gosh darn it.
Come on, Meg.
Because normally I could squeeze it.
You didn't have the confident look, though.
I know,
I
didn't, because that was a far hop.
Yeah, you got that. It was a good hop.
I'm pulling my head.
Damn, yes, you are.
Oh, why?
Trust your glove. Trust him. Okay, good.
My head was there.
But you weren't underneath it. You came up, your glove was about knee high. You weren't underneath that ball.
Never sucked this bad.
Work from the ground up more. Great example.
I know.
You did everything right except you did not get underneath that ball.